friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. Today I have a very important thing to talk about. I mentioned in my birthday book haul in July that I was thinking about doing something a little special in the month of September, and one of you gave me the name for it, and I will give the credit here. It is going to be called Kindred Spirit September. Yay! You guys were so lovely. So many of you blessed me above and beyond for my birthday this year, and I received a ton of Anne of Green Gables related books. And I was thinking, let's put them all together and try to read as much as I can in 1 month. Actually, some of those are not birthday gifts, but that's okay. A couple of them were. I've decided I'm going to focus on, in September, not completely. I have a couple other things I'm going to read as well, but in September, I'm going to read quite a few Anne related or LM Montgomery related books. Some of you may have participated in the Anne Along 2020, and August right now is your final month. You're reading Rilla of Ingleside. But LM Montgomery has written many other books that are so lovely. A few that I have read that I've loved are The Blue Castle, one of her only adult books. This follows Valency and her love story, and it's delicious. I love it so much. Delicious? So good. Another one that I've read and have absolutely loved is Jane of Lantern Hill, where a young girl outside of PEI lives with her mom and her aunt who's awful and her grandmother who doesn't let her have very much freedom. And she ends up going to PEI for the summer to live with her father and kind of blossoming while there. So good. I've also loved The Story Girl, which has a lot of Anne vibes, but we follow the story girl whose name is Sarah, and Sarah is very well known for telling stories, and Sarah and her cousins get up to lots of fun adventures in The Story Girl. So these are just a couple outside of Anne books that I've read and loved, but there are so many more. So other LM Montgomery specific books that are on my shelves or that are coming in the mail soon. I have the Emily books. Well, I only have one of them. I did order the other two in this edition, which I found in Walmart of all places. I couldn't find it anywhere. I checked Walmart and I had Walmart gift cards, so yay for that. But Emily of New Moon, Emily's Quest, and Emily Climbs. It's a trilogy that LM Montgomery has written, and Emily is a little bit maybe not as hopeful as the Anne books. I think they're a little bit on the stormier side of things. I'm going to be buddy reading the first one of these with Novell Novels, so I'm really excited to dive into this trilogy. I also have the sequel to The Story Girl, which is called Golden Road. And you guys know I'm trying to knock out some sequels this year, so this might be one that I pick up in September. And this is the sequel, Mistress Pat. The first one is Pat of Silverbush, which I would like to find in this edition since I do own this one in this edition. So then both of my duologies would all be in this edition. So the Pat duology and the Story Girl duology would be in those same editions. And then the last one that's actually written by LM Montgomery is The Theblythes Are Quoted by LM Montgomery. And this is not short stories, I don't think, but maybe a continuation. I'm not exactly sure about this one, but I think this is the last published work of LM Montgomery, so I'm excited about this one. However, it is a bit thicker, and I don't think I'll actually get to this one in September. We'll have to see. But then I do have two books that were on my 2020 recommendations cart that are LMM related. So I have Maud by Melanie Fishbane, which is kind of a novelization of LMM's life. So almost a retelling, not retelling, but yeah, just a novelization of her life. I think the cover of this is gorgeous. So it's not quite a biography, but I'm very interested to read this one. And then I also have almost a prequel to Anne of Green Gables by Budge Wilson. This is before Green Gables. It is a prequel. The prequel to Anne of Green Gables. So before Anne comes to Prince Edward Island to be with Marilla and Matthew, when she is in different foster homes and when she's in the orphanage and her life with her parents as a baby. So I'm very excited to see where this starts and what it imagines about Anne's life before she arrives in Prince Edward Island. Excited for both of those. And then these three are books that were gifted to me on my birthday. Tia from Tia and All the Books, who is one of the hosts of the Anne Along, she's going to be hosting a group read, I think, of House of Dreams, which is a biography of the life of LM Montgomery. This is a middle grade biography though, so by Liz Rosenberg. I don't think it will take very long to read. It has nice wide margins and double spacing, and I believe there are some illustrations along the way. Yeah, I guess like kind of at the beginning of the chapters. Ooh, scandalous behind the curtain there. This should be a relatively quick read, but I've never read a biography of Lucy Maud Montgomery, and I'm excited to give one a try. Then I have two that are a little bit different. So one of them is the Anne of Green Gables cookbook. So my goal is to read through this cover to cover because there are quotes and comments and snippets and just some gorgeous photography along the way. I mean, delicious. So all of these are kind of inspired by Green Gables characters or situations. This is Gilbert's Hurry Up Dinner. And some lovely PEI pictures as well. So I just think this will be a lot of fun to read through, but also to cook something from. So I'm looking forward to doing that as part of the month. So I'm really looking forward to exploring this book a little bit more. And then the last one I have is kind of a coffee table book. It's the landscapes of Anne of Green Gables. But I do want to read this kind of cover to cover and look at each of the gorgeous photographs that are in here. And it talks about Lucy Maud Montgomery's life. It talks about the books and highlights different places in Prince Edward Island that are talked about in the books. It's stunningly done. Some pages are just really big with quotes from the different books or from her journals. And I just am really, really excited to read this one as well. So there you have it. I would love for you to join me in Kindred Spirits in September. I'm not making it a big thing. There's no bingo board. There's no challenges other than to read something either by or about LM Montgomery and become a kindred spirit. For all my kindred spirits out there, this is the readathon for us. It's not really a readathon, but I would love to know if you would like to participate. Do you have a LM Montgomery book that's on your shelves that you've just been waiting to read and needed an excuse? Are you just finishing up the Anne series? Or have you not read Anne? First of all, if you've never read Anne of Green Gables, start there. And at least read the first one. You don't have to commit to the whole 8-book series, but read that first book if you're not familiar with why this is called Kindred Spirit September. But for all of you kindred spirits out there, I would love for you to join me in reading some LMM books, some Anne adjacent books in the month of September. Let me know if you would like to participate. I would love to chat with you in the comments below. There are more books than these that I haven't talked about, but these are the ones that I own that I will be kind of putting aside for September to see what I might end up picking up throughout the month. This is my goal. Along with the rest of my September TBR, I definitely want to read these two. I'm going to participate with Tia for this one. And this is in the place of Emily of New Moon, which is the first in the trilogy. I'll at least read the first one. And then these two are from my recommendation shelf, and this is a sequel. So all of those would be awesome to get to in September. We shall see how far I get. Again, let me know if you think you might participate, what you might read, what are your experiences with LMM. Let's chat all things kindred spirits down in the comments below. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be talking to you in another video very soon. Bye.